What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Wait, shut that thing up. All right. If you've never been here before, hit the subscribe button. Check it out. Check out some of the content. Everybody else, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. I'm going to tell one of my wife's favorite stories. I've told her this story a couple of times through the years. She liked hearing this one. So it takes place in Mid-Orange Correctional Facility, and it's about a time when I had to hurt someone, and unfortunately, but that's the reality in prison sometime. And it wasn't even a problem that I had. It was a problem over a guy that had just moved in. His name was Timmy. And let me tell you about Timmy first before I tell you how Timmy ended up landing me into a problem. Timmy comes in. We were in cubicles in Mid-Orange. There's cottages, and inside of the cottage, there's like a cubicle section. We all have like our own. You think of an office cubicle. That's what we lived in. We had a bed, a foot locker, and a dresser in a cubicle. And there were one-man cubicles. There was about 20 of them in a dorm in a cottage, and that's how we lived. And so the cubicle next to mine was empty because one of the guys went home. And when Timmy came in, he moved into the cube next to me. And when he moves into the cube next to me, we start talking, at a regular courtesy. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Where'd you come in from? He says, wherever he came from, I don't remember. But he lived in upstate New York, somewhere in the boondocks. He was an upstate kid. Timmy was very skinny. He was about 5'10", 5'11", 140 pounds, soaking wet, really skinny, big glasses, big thick glasses with long shaggy hair. He was like, what do you call these kids? He was like a burnout, he was like a hippie, and a real bad drug addict kid on the street. He did acid, mushrooms, mescaline. He dabbled in heroin and other drugs. He was a bad drug addict, Timmy, and he had like a burglary charge or something like that. But he was a good kid. I liked him right away, Timmy. I liked him because he had a good personality. He was funny. You could tell he didn't bullshit you when he talked to you. He was straight up. He wasn't a tough kid at all. He wasn't a fighter. He was a kid that would stand up for himself. He wouldn't let you push him around. Even if he took a beating, he wouldn't, but he wasn't a fighter per se, He was more of a laid back type of like burnout, I said, like a tie-dye shirt type of kid, But he was all right. He was okay. I liked Timmy right off the jump, and we started talking. And it's customary that when a guy comes into prison, you make sure he has everything he needs. And so you ask him, because he might not get his personal property for a couple of days. It might take 2-3 days for him to get his personal property. And so all he really cared about was some coffee and cigarettes. That's what he needed. And I said, listen, I'll take care. Right after I got a feel of him and I liked him, I said, what do you smoke? He says, I smoke Marlboros. So I give him 5 packs of Marlboros. You know what I mean? I says, here you go. When you go to commissary, you get back to me. Here's a bag of coffee. I says, you need anything else? He says, I don't have anything. So I give him some shower slippers. I give him some soap and shampoo. I give him 5 packs of Marlboros, and I give him some coffee, a bag of coffee. This way he's set up for a couple of days until he gets his property. And that's what you're supposed to do when a brother comes in, and you take care of him and make sure he's all right. And then when he gets his commissary by, or he gets his property, he gives it back to you so you could do it for the next man. So like I said, I hit him off with that stuff, and we're talking for a few minutes. And so I said, you need anything, let me know. So he says, well, he says, need to take a shower. You know what I mean? And because he was on the bus for 2 days traveling. So he says, I need to take a shower. So he says, can I take a shower now? Because there's certain times you could take a shower. In the medium security prison, it's not like a maximum security prison where you get 3 showers a week in the maximum security prison. In the medium security prison, you could take 3 showers a day if you want. So I says, come on, I'm on my way to the shower anyway. I'm showering. I'll show you where it is. And so I take him to the shower. And I'll tell you a funny thing about the shower. In the maximum security prisons, when guys are in the shower, most guys just shower butt naked. You know what I mean? They because there's no complex. They don't have a complex. There's none of that. You drop the soap on the floor. Oh, you drop the soap. Something's gonna happen to you. That's bullshit. All right, guys don't have a complex. They're men. It's like in the street. Like if you go to a recreational swimming pool and you go into the locker room, guys are showering naked, and that's the way it is in the max prison too. Guys don't give a shit. Nobody's looking at each other like that. It's not like the movies. It's not like Hollywood. But in the medium security prison, there's a lot more younger kids than in the maximum security prison. And in the medium security prisons, a lot of the kids like to shower with their boxer shorts, either because they're afraid or they're embarrassed or they're still young. You know what I mean? They got a complex. That's the way it is for the majority, right? And so what I would do is in the medium security prisons, I wear my boxer shorts. If I was in the max, I wouldn't do that. But because you don't want to make other people uncomfortable when they come in the shower, whatever. I'll explain that one day if you want. But I go into the shower and I'm showering, and it's not a single man shower. It's like you walk into a big room and there's 10 showers in the room, so guys go in there and shower at the same time. And so I'm in there showering for 5-10 minutes, but Timmy doesn't come in. So I put together that he's waiting outside of the shower. He's waiting for me to get out, but he doesn't have to wait. So I said, yo, Tim. He says, what's up? I said, you could jump in here. There's like 10 showers in here, And Timmy comes walking in the shower. I turn around. He's butt naked. And excuse the language, the guy's got a freaking 11-inch penis. The fucking thing is hanging down to his knee. He's 120 pounds soaking wet, skinny as a rail with big glasses, and his freaking thing is this big. I turn around and look at him. I said, oh, get the hell out of the shower. You're not coming in here with that thing. Are you out of your mind? He goes, what? I said, that thing is crazy. Get out of here, dude. I said, you kidding me? You make me feel like I'm 2 years old. What's the matter with you? And so he got the nickname Hammer. That became his nickname in prison. The whole prison called him Hammer. I used to embarrass him all the time. We'd be hanging out with other guys. I said, Timmy, pull that thing out. Show it to him. I said, you'll never believe what this kid got. It very funny. It was just a funny thing. So Timmy became known as the Hammer. But that's not what this story is about. This story is about what happens when we get out of the shower. We finish taking our shower together, and we go back to our cubicles. And we're getting dressed, drying off, getting dressed. We're getting ready to go to lunch. It's almost lunchtime. So we're going to get ready to go to lunch. And Timmy, as he's getting dressed, opens up his locker. And then he tells me, yo, Fish. I said, what's up? He said, yo, the cigarettes are gone. So I said, what do you mean? He goes, the cigarettes that you gave me, they're gone. Someone took them out of my locker, And it was like 5 packs of Marlboros, And so I said, you got to be kidding me, man. I says, check your whole cube. And he checks his whole cubicle area, and they're gone. They can't find them, right? So I said, listen, don't say nothing right now. And I finished getting dressed, and I'm looking around the dormitory. And of course, there's some usual suspects because I've been in this dormitory for a few months. I know who a few of the shady guys are there. I know they wouldn't have the balls to do it to me. I've been there for a long time. But they looked at Timmy and they figured Timmy was a herb. They figured Timmy was a sucker. And so one of these guys went into this new guy's locker and took the cigarettes that I gave him. And so I'm going to take care of this thing. I grab a few of the guys that I know in the dorm and I let them know what happened. You know what I mean? And I said, listen, keep your eyes open. I says, and pay attention. Someone took 5 packs of cigarettes. And let me tell you something. It's like $70. As well as the principal. It's like $70 for the cigarettes, a little less than that, like $60. And so I let a few of my buddies know. My buddy Anthony's in the house. My buddy Cuba's in the house. My buddy Mike is in the house. Mikey V. Anthony, who's a gangster, great dude, awesome dude. I let everybody know. And now you just sit back and watch. Prison is very small. You sit back and watch. And it doesn't take long until I see this guy, Fred, this black kid, Fred, going into the bathroom to smoke cigarettes. Fred doesn't have a pot to piss in. He begs people for rollies because he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have any cigarettes. He doesn't have any commissary. And after we go to lunch and come back, that's when guys smoke. And so I'm sitting back in my dorm just observing everyone, and I see Freddie go into the bathroom. And when I go into the bathroom to check at him, he's smoking a Marlboro. So I know right there Freddie took these cigarettes. So I said, I'm going to take care of this, right? And I let Timmy know. I said, listen, I found out who took the cigarettes. I'm going to get him. So while Freddie's in the bathroom smoking, I run to Freddie's cube. I open up his locker. There's nothing in there. I lift up his pillow. There's the 4 packs of cigarettes, right? He must have 1 pack on him. I caught him. I take the 4 pack of cigarettes back. I give them to Timmy, and I don't say nothing yet. Right? I watch Freddie come out of the bathroom when he's done smoking. I watch him go to his cubicle, and now I see him looking around his whole cube because he realizes that he got robbed now. He realizes that he robbed someone, took the cigarettes, and now somebody took them for him. And I see him looking around his whole cubicle. But he can't make a big deal about it because he stole them from Timmy. You guys following me? So he can't make a big deal about it. He can't say nothing. But I made up in my mind, this kid's got to go right now. He's got to go. So I just watch him until the evening. I wait till the evening, till at night, everyone's in the dorm. And Freddie still got that 1 pack of cigarettes, because I was only able to take 4 back. He still's got the 1 pack that he had on him. And I watch him go into the bathroom later that night during recreation TV time. I watch Freddie go into the bathroom, and I says, I'm fucking him up. I said, Timmy, this is what I want you to watch what I'm going to do. And we had these yellow mop ringers, right? We used to have metal mop ringers in prison, but they took away the metal ones. But now we had plastic ones, but they were heavy as hell and they were solid. You know what I mean? It's like the industrial mop ringers where you put the big mop in and push the thing down. This thing is still like a good 10, 15 pounds. And I watch Freddie go into the bathroom. I go into the closet. I grab the mop wringer. And as Freddie is by the urinal, I just take a sick swing and catch him in the side of the face. Blam. Boom! He's out immediately. He goes right down on the floor. Side of his face is cracked open. He's bloody. I don't want to keep beating him with the mop wringer because I'll end up killing him. I don't want to do that. But after he goes down, he's not speaking. He's not talking. I give him 2, 3 good solid kicks to the face, really hard, and he's in bad shape. I take the mop wringer, drop it on the floor, and I go back to my cubicle area. I rinse my hands off and go sit back in the cube, and I'm prepared if Freddie comes out, but I know he's not going to come out for no beef. He's a punk. He's a sneak thief. That's what happens to sneak thieves in prison, right? And I go sit in my cube, and it's about 10 minutes later. It's count time, and they call the count. Freddie never came out of the bathroom. Freddie is missing. The officer walks up the dorm, walks back. Where's cube number 11? Oh, looks, opens the bathroom, discovers Freddie in there on the floor by the urinal, face cracked open, head busted open, and they took him out of there. The cops come, they run into the dorm, they check all of us, they make all of us lift up our shirts to see if we have any wounds, they check everyone's hand in the dorm, they take Freddie out there to investigate him, to ask him who did it, this, that. Well, Freddie never even got to see who hit him with the mop wringer because he was by the urinal smoking when I just took a 6 solid shot and he never even saw it coming. So I doubt Freddie would have held it down. And what I mean was if he knew it was me, he would have told on me, But we got him out of the dorm right away. They took him out of the dorm, never saw Freddie again, which means they probably shipped him to another prison. Our house got put on the burn for the night. What that means is they didn't let us go to any evening recreation, and then about 10 officers came in and ripped the area apart. They searched everybody's cubicle. They took things we weren't allowed to have, but everyone in the dorm understood why it happened. We had a sneak thief in the house, and that's how we used to get rid of sneak thieves. If someone came in the house and they were stealing from another prisoner, they get sent out. So I sent them out. He got the old-fashioned mop wringer, and Timmy loved it, obviously. Me and Timmy had a great relationship ever from that moment on because he knew I wasn't going to let anybody do anything to him, and he was a good kid. Timmy was a good dude, man. Really good guy. I don't know whatever happened to him. I even tried looking him up. I tried to find him after I come home, but I didn't know what happened to him. I know he did get released. He did get out. He was only doing like 4 years, but that was the time I had to take someone out with the mop wringer, That was it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'll give you another one soon. All the best.